Hey everyone, Chris here with more stories in cardboard. Been a while since I've done a video, but there's something going on in the sports card hobby that is unusual. It's something that really does not happen very often, and I thought today would be a good day to share this story about this particular card. Now, the story or the thing that has come up in the hobby is a 1914 Baltimore News Babe Ruth card has come up for auction in the Robert Edwards auction. And it is one of the more rare baseball cards. To me, it is the grail card of all sports cards. If I could have any card at all, that would be the card. It would have nothing to do with the value. It would just purely be because of its historical significance. Now, Robert Edwards auction, they are anticipating this card to break the all-time record for sports memorabilia being sold. Currently, it's sitting at a little over $5 million. I do anticipate that it probably will go past 10 million, and it's really going to be fascinating to see just how much it does sell for. Now, here, this particular player, Jack Dunn, he has a really fascinating connection to Babe Ruth. To me, one of the more fascinating stories in all of sports history is the story of Babe Ruth. How this kid who was a troubled kid, his parents put him in Mount St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys because they just couldn't handle him. He started playing baseball, showed some real talent with it. And ultimately most people know who Babe Ruth is today, but he does have a connection to Jack Dunn. Jack Dunn is actually the one who is probably responsible for us even knowing who Babe Ruth is. Now, Jack Dunn was a baseball player himself, hence we have a baseball card of him from the T206 set. But he started his career in the late 19th century with the Brooklyn Superbas. And he also he had some brief stints with the New York Giants and also the Philadelphia Phillies. He wasn't a very good baseball player, maybe average at best. I don't even know if he was average, probably not even average. He was cut by the Phillies. And then by chance, one day, he was just in a bar in Baltimore, and he saw his old Superbas manager there, Ned Hanlon. Now, Ned Hanlon currently was the owner of the Baltimore Orioles minor league baseball team. Now, Hanlon was in need of a manager, and he offered the position to Dunn as player manager. Dunn took it, started playing for the Orioles and managing the Orioles, and had some pretty decent success. Now, it was always Dunn's dream to become an owner. He ultimately bought the Baltimore team from Ned Hanlon with a loan from Connie Mack. Connie Mack actually helped him purchase the Baltimore Orioles by loaning him part of the money to buy the team, which is really, I think, fascinating. It gives them kind of a connection to Connie Mack there. Now, Dunn was really just a baseball guy. He was pretty smart, was well liked by his players. He took real good care of them, paid them well. They stayed in the best hotels when they would travel. He was really a good guy to work for. Now, he had a lot of scouts throughout the country and things like that, but he had been personally scouting a local pitcher in the Baltimore area named Ford Meadows, who, by Dunn's account, he said Ford Meadows was the best left-handed pitcher he had ever seen. Now, Meadows was playing or pitching for Mount St. Joseph's in the Baltimore area. So one day Dunn went to talk to the athletic director there and tell him that he was interested in signing Meadows to a professional contract. Now, the athletic director there did not want to lose Meadows because he was his best pitcher. And he said, my guy's good, but you need to go check out this at the time it was just George Ruth. You need to go check out this Ruth kid down the street here at St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys. Now, this athletic director had never actually seen Ruth pitch, but he said he was a good pitcher. But what he had seen in Ruth was that he could really hit the baseball. And he told him, not only can this kid pitch, but he can also play first base or outfield for you. So Dunn went to St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, talked to the coach there, ultimately signed Babe Ruth in 1914 to play for the Baltimore Orioles. And they went down to Fayetteville, North Carolina for spring training, where young George Ruth was really playing well. He was showing a lot of promise, showed a lot of talent, young raw talent, but a good baseball player. And he was kind of known by the other players and coaches as Jack's new baby or Jack's babe. And ultimately the nickname stuck. People started calling him Babe, and hence the nickname and the icon that we know today as Babe Ruth was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, while he was at spring training for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, they started their regular season, and the Orioles actually had quite a bit of competition because the Federal League had just started. They were playing in their first baseball season in 1914, and the Federal League did have a team in Baltimore. They had the Baltimore Terrapins, and the Baltimore Terrapins were actually drawing some money away from Dunn's Baltimore Orioles. Facing some kind of financial difficulties, Dunn decided to offer up Babe Ruth for sale just a few months after he had signed him, really less than 6 months after he had signed him. So he went to his old pal Connie Mack again and said, "Hey, I've got this great young player, $10,000 for this guy." And Connie Mack, who was having his own financial troubles at the time, decided to pass on the young Babe Ruth, who was playing for the Baltimore Orioles at the time. And then 2 days later, Dunn ended up selling Babe Ruth to the Boston Red Sox. And then, as you know, ultimately in 1920, the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees. And the rest is, as they say, history. Now, Dunn was just a fabulous baseball mind. Did really well as a manager. His teams were always successful, won several International League championships, and discovered a lot of players, and actually at one point had Lefty Grove on his team as well, and then ultimately sold Lefty Grove to the Philadelphia Athletics and Connie Mack. So just wanted to share this story with you all today. I think it's just a fabulous story, and just kind of going along with the Baltimore News Babe Ruth that's up for sale right now. I thought now would be a great time to share this story. I've actually been wanting to do this story for a while, and then I saw that the Ruth card was up for sale, and I thought, well, now's as good a time as any to share this story. It's been a while since I made a video. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, and hopefully I didn't leave out any important information. I'm sure I probably did, but anyway, I do appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you next time.